All right, we're gonna get this thing started because I am excited because I've been sitting here telling stories about nonsense, and we are here to talk about marketing, and I'm excited about that because honestly, my wife's a marketer. She works does marketing in HEB, but Vanessa's got to be one of my favorite when it comes to creative and fun and all of this. And when I was putting that email together, I honestly didn't know how to explain what Vanessa does, and I'm so glad everybody's here because it's going to be a really really cool. The one that most recently caught my eye and why I was like, I got to get Vanessa talking is they had an open house over Christmas. And if you've been in real estate more than 1 year, you understand how slow that time period is from Thanksgiving till about January 15th, right? Nobody wants to move over the holidays. So she came up with this great idea for an open house, and they had this huge open house, collective open house, wasn't it? Like there was like 10 houses or something. You called all the people that had houses listed in the neighborhood, and then you all bought a Santa, or not bought, but you hired a Santa and did pictures and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, that is the most brilliant thing I've ever heard because you're going to get people in there just to get pictures with Santa so they don't have to go stand in line at the mall. And I was really mad. I think I was out of town or I would have brought my kid and checked that off the list too. And it was a great Santa. I thought he was a great Santa. So marketing, guys, as we get into this, everybody wants to do more deals. Everybody wants to sell more. Everybody wants to get more clients. And we all need to figure out ways to market. And marketing is a huge topic. And so most marketing people don't understand what that means for realtors or how to get it done. But Vanessa does. And she works with her husband, Chris. And she's definitely, that team has taken off. Her and Chris are just doing some amazing things. So Vanessa, I'm going to let you talk because I know you said you prepared a few things. So I'm going to let you go and I'm just going to ask stupid questions.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vanessa, Christopher's wife. Together, we're very different. So I understand marketing. I have a marketing background. So when it came to this past year, like, what are we going to do differently? Everybody has social media, everybody's doing that. Everybody's doing an open house. What is really going to differentiate ourselves from the millions of agents in San Antonio? So it really got down to brainstorming different creative ideas that are really get in front of the buyers. So we had to find out, how are we going to find those buyers? Where are they and how we're going to get in front of them? I can go all day about marketing, but I blueprinted a couple things here to go over so that you get some stuff to actually apply today, whether you have a budget or if it's even just a small budget that can bring you leads today if you guys apply these things. If y'all have questions, feel free to ask those questions if you need more, full details about those. And I do apologize if I'm sniffling because I have allergies right now that are killing me, but I'm going to do my best to get through it. So as far as social media, I'm going to go over the first three that we use on a daily basis. So Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I think those are if you don't have any of those are the first three that you should have for 2024. Of course, there's tons more, like LinkedIn, TikTok, and Pinterest would be my second three, just because they're a little bit more generational. So your LinkedIn will, if you're trying to market to lawyers, doctors, CEOs, that's where you want to be. TikTok is our more younger version to people my age and their, late 30s. Pinterest is more for like the mom, the bloggers, the fashionistas. So if that's who you're trying to target, that's where you want to be. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I feel everybody is on. It doesn't matter what age group. It doesn't matter if my grandma's on Facebook. She'll probably be on Instagram this year, but everybody can find you on YouTube if they just Google homes in San Antonio. They're gonna find you. Or if they try to look up, anything from how to cook something, how to make something. I know Christopher uses YouTube to try and fix things. YouTube is basically a great search engine. So I use YouTube to look at interviews, business interviews. I use it as an educational tool. So no matter what people are looking for, you should be on YouTube. Even if it's just information video about what you do, how they can find you, and just have it up for the next month of January. That is a lead source. They can instant message you, you can put your information there, and that's free. Same thing with Instagram and Facebook. The things that we're doing differently with Facebook and Instagram, we're not just posting something to our audience. I have an audience of 5,000 plus. Now, I'm not saying that everybody sees it. We're in 2024, and sometimes we have to make those posts a little bit more glamorous nowadays. Um, the way Facebook is going to work for you, if you don't want to put the ad spend into the meta whole like ad spend, and you have no marketing budget, I would go to Facebook groups, and I've done this before, and we're going to implement it this year, and add as many groups as you can. From San Antonio moms, if you're not a mom, then there's groups for shoe people, people who love shoes. There's really a group for everything. Add those groups and really interact with the people that are in there. I'm not saying to post in those groups, but the people that do post, check out their profile and see, can they be a lead source? Friend request them. Because if you're not actually building your audience organically, and when you do post things about your listings or your homes, you're showing to that same audience that really isn't going to give anything back to you. But if you have new people in your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube that can be leads, that are the stay-at-home moms, the people that are shopping, your local community, then that's really who you want to get in front of, and that's also free. Just by friend requesting people from all these random groups, I've been actually fortunate to network with business owners, moms. Some of the moms actually came to our event because I posted about it, and I invited them personally, like, hey, come out, it's free. And that was just free marketing. I didn't spend anything by just going in those groups and interacting with people.
So
Instagram.
hold on. Let me interrupt you real quick, just so that people understand what's going on here, guys. For those of you that aren't real familiar with Facebook, Facebook is, if y'all are brand new to it, it's basically your own personal webpage where you can say, today I had a sandwich for lunch, I did whatever it is. There are groups you can join. There are groups of wholesalers, there's groups of real estate investors, there's groups of moms that take their kids to parks. You know what I mean? Find groups that are applicable and engage with them. Don't just be like, hey, I have a house. If somebody has a question or a problem, reach out to them. Say, hey, does anybody know a good park? Actually, I was listing a house for sale and I saw this park over here that's got lots of ducks. Take Brett, whatever it might be, which is a good way to engage. And then you also kind of glossed over one other thing that I want you to touch on it. And you kept saying ad spend. What is an ad spend in Facebook? What does that mean?
So Facebook and Instagram together, you can create an ad. You can spend, I like to use $15 to start, because you're not going to put out an ad, meaning, like, say you have a listing, you're not going to put out photos and that listing, and it's just going to work. It's going to take, some dollars to actually find what's going to work for you. So $15 is affordable, and you can kind of experiment. Did that ad work? Because there's so much that you're going to put into that ad, as far as the demographic that you're trying to reach. And everything is plug and play once you go to Facebook ads, and it takes you to a different site that will actually let you create the ad. I don't necessarily like to use the boost ads button. I like to create everything organically, because that will actually tell me what's working and what doesn't. So it gives you kind of insights and tells you how much money was put into the ad, and it gives you, I guess, different options as how many days you want the ad to run. So you can do 3 days, a Friday, Saturday, a Sunday, and have that ad running, and it will actually be shown to people outside of your Facebook, whether that's in the area code of 78253. It's going to have you put in an age group, like you want to reach 18 to 37. And it's going to be shown once people scroll through their feed. I'm pretty sure you guys see different ads from different brands or other realtors, and it says sponsored. So those are ads that people pay for and are self-generated from, they may do it themselves, or they may have a company that they hire. We've never hired a company to do our ads. We've always done it in-house, just because we want to make sure that our money is um, going to the marketing, and we want to experiment with things, and we want to have that control over it. But if you have, the means to hire somebody, you don't want to deal with it yourself, then by all means you can go that route. But we've kind of just done everything organically and plug and play things. And we create our own ads through Canva. There's also Etsy, Fiverr, where you can just like plug and play your photos, your content, and we don't spend any more than $25 on an ad because we're using those tools. Any questions about the Facebook?
Let me back up. Can I add something real quick, guys? Or let me ask you a question. I know whenever I go to market in Facebook, and guys, you can get into Facebook, you can figure it out. Anything you do in Facebook automatically goes over. Well, it doesn't automatically. There's a button. It's like, yeah, do this on Instagram too, right? Because it's the same company. My question to you is, or my statement is, whenever I market a house or something like that, because of all the laws and things like that, we can't, people, places, you can't, all the fair housing stuff. If it's anything with housing, I have to just say do San Antonio, or like a 50-mile radius. You were suggesting very specific locations, 78217 or whatever it might be. How do you get around that fair housing stuff? I'm assuming it's less of a house or housing. It's more Vanessa or the Negron team.
So we use Marketplace for that, just because Marketplace is free. With the Facebook ads now, it definitely changed. So years ago, I was able to put an ad out and it wasn't restricting me. Nowadays, I think if you're going to put an ad out for a specific listing, it's not really going to work. I think if you're going to spend money on ads, then you need to brand yourself. So just brand yourself as the go-to agent, and you'll get leads in the sense of a lead form. If you're trying to market a specific listing, we haven't really found it to be successful, which is why we use Marketplace. Marketplace has been super successful for people finding us for owner finance, and we're finding those people that were actually leading us to closings. So I guess if you're going to do a Facebook ad, I would suggest you branding yourself, so that those buyers or the people that are interested in getting out of their apartment and into a home, they can find you. I wouldn't suggest using listings.
So tell me how you brand yourself. What does that mean?
So branding yourself would mean, me and Christopher just came up with a logo, which is the Negron Realty Group. And branding ourselves, we do photo shoots. So we're trying to create an image, a professional image, when it comes to not only traditional real estate, which is his side, but the owner finance side, which is mine. And so that they can find us, so that they can familiarize themselves with us. So we have the logo that we're placing everywhere and anywhere on our photos now. We're even putting it on the Yetis that we're giving out to clients, and or everyone that wants one. We're doing the logo on t-shirts. It's really just branding is pretty broad too, where you can differentiate yourself as the gym realtor. Like if you like going to the gym and you want to find those buyers and associate yourself with, going to the gym and, I'm your gym realtor. Or if there's another idea of just being that go-to realtor for the military. So branding yourself as whatever realtor that you want to familiarize yourself as, the buyer can find you and you're that person that they can go to. Brand yourself that way. It doesn't cost a lot to do either. It's fairly affordable to just do a logo on Canva, or you can go to Fiverr. We used a local company here because we made those relationships, and they were gracious enough to take on doing our logo. But branding for us means that we're actually doing the photography and putting out the ads. Our photographer knows what we look for as far as photographing us, the homes, all of our content, video, everything is just clean, clear, and people just are able to find us a lot easier that way. Any questions about that? No? Okay. So I think that's all I'm going to get into for social media, because that's all that we're implementing this year. We're doing a lot of things outside of social media. Yes, social media is important, but we're finding a lot more success by doing more than just that. So networking events are probably, just because of COVID, are not very, I don't want to say important, but I used to do them as many as I could because I was new to San Antonio and I didn't know anybody. Networking events are really great for realtors. If you guys are wanting to make those business relationships, if you guys are wanting to network with other mortgage lenders, insurance, roofers, just industry people. The thing with networking events is you want to go to the quality ones. You don't want to go to the little speed ones that are an hour long, or the ones in the evening that everybody's just drinking and there's not really a point to them. So the networking events I would go to would be for like the chamber. The chamber usually holds galas that have 200 and plus people, and those are the people that have a budget, that have, a clear vision of networking. So I would go to the networking events and have a 2-drink minimum. My point of the networking event was to get as many cards or contacts in my phone for the night. So reason for that, the next morning, I would shoot out a text like, thank you guys for, meeting with me last night. And I mentioned something that we talked about. Then I would try to get a meeting with them. I'd try to network with them. I'd try to get them to follow me on my media. But the point was just to create those relationships. You never know who you're going to run into that may need a realtor or the services that you offer, unless you actually put yourself out there and in front of them. So networking events.
I was going to add on, guys, I love going to network events, right? Networking events. However, how many of y'all go to a networking event, you come back with a stack of cards, you have no idea who you talked about or what, right? You got 16 different people's, right? Great. If you go back and watch one of our previous videos where we had Sarah Blomstrom on, she talked about, no, I can't remember if that's in person. I'll post it on the Facebook page. There's a website, like her card, you have to scan a QR code. And the minute you scan that QR code, it captures the phone number of that person. So I thought that was a really clever thing. I'll put that up on Facebook. But what do you do to remember what you talked about and all? Because I'm terrible about that. I'm assuming somebody else is terrible about it too.
For me, I think if someone, like, I would try to pinpoint something that they were wearing or something that they said. For me, that was just easier to like call in, or a red hat. Um,
It's
or
pink. Everybody says it's red.
is
It's
it
pink.
pink?
It is. I get it all. It's okay. It's all right.
um,
Now
or
wait,
something
real
that they
quick.
said that, yeah.
Just real quick, gentlemen, don't comment on people's clothes. Girls can do it. You can't. It's weird and creepy. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Or something that they said that really stuck out to you, whether that be they told you what they do for a living, they just said something that made an impact, and you can remember them for that. Um, and then, or you can also just let them know, hey, your card looks great. Just an opening statement to let them know that y'all met last night, and because right at the morning of the evening before is when you want to contact them. And I felt like that was always super successful, um, and meaningful for them, because it meant that, hey, she's actually reaching out, and she's already working. She's already making that, relationship, and wanting to schedule something, even if it was they couldn't schedule something in person. I was like, can we do a 2-minute call and see what we can do to network with each other to grow for 2024? And that's always worked. Networking with other businesses was a big thing for us too. We live in Alamo Ranch, where things are constantly growing very rapidly for us to keep up. So there's so many small businesses that are constantly up and running nowadays that we're trying to get in front of them, the business owner, their employees, and letting them know we're here. If you do want to network, if we can bring value to you, we're your go-to real estate company, and this is how you contact us. Another thing, what I do is I get my nails done a lot, so I'll network with the nail place, and they'll let me put my card, whether it be right by the cash register or when the girls go actually pick their color, it's right there. So any way that you can get in front of businesses, more than likely they're going to let you put something, whether it's a flyer, a business card. If you want to take it up a notch and do a giveaway, you can always, I'm sure they're going to say yes. I've never gotten a no. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get like a basket to raffle off, so you can get people's, information, whether that be a QR code and it's like a little jot form, and to enter to win, just, I don't know, you can do something. You don't want to do Spurs tickets, but you can do a basket, a gift basket of some sort, and they'll definitely let you do that. So networking with businesses, whether they're local, you actually can find a lot of them on Instagram too. If you use a hashtag SATX, there's tons of restaurants. San Antonio is thriving with small businesses, so you definitely want to make those relationships and just give them whatever they need. If they need a sponsor for something, be that sponsor, but be that go-to realtor that they can count on, and they can, network with you. Partnering with lenders, insurance agents, and new builds has been super beneficial, because we're able to partner with them, and they have a marketing budget. So they're willing to sponsor our events or sponsor our crazy, wild ideas. They'll run with it, and they'll give you that marketing budget to do so. The Santa Open House, the new builds company made the flyers. They let us use their space. They were like, whatever you need, let us know. So it was just super easy to put that together, because they want realtors to network with them, to bring them the business, because everybody wins. So
Oh, I love that idea, guys. And if you pay attention to what Eric, Susie, and I do, you would be blown away that we pay for very little of it. Even the The summit that we did it for those of y'all who went to the summit, we had this huge room, all that stuff. We didn't pay one single dollar for that. We didn't pay for lunch. We didn't pay for the building. We didn't pay for like any of that stuff. We did exactly what she's saying. I know, guys. I know, like, and I got that through a title company. Actually, I got that through a title company. They introduced me. They did this. We did. You're right, and it was one of those things. And I get it. It does get like I'm real bad about being busy and annoyed by them calling and this and that and da 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 da. I love listening to Vanessa talk. She talks so much calmer than I do, and she's listening and utilizing the tools, guys. So she's dead on that one, guys. We do that all the time. I love it.
If you guys want to implement something today, go to the new builds and meet the reps, because they're the ones that you want to, learn from, because you want to learn their product, but you also want to learn what they have to offer their clients, and then network with them. Like, hey, can I do an open house? Hey, can we put together some marketing information and maybe market around the area? And most likely they're going to be there, whether it be monetary, they'll probably, pick up the bill for anything that y'all need to print. Lenders and insurance agents, same thing. You want to make those relationships, because they're basically relying on you to get to a close, and everybody wins. So we have an amazing team of lenders, insurance agents, new builds, reps. We don't just favor one new build. We definitely try to give sales to different ones. So it's really important that you make your way out there and get to know them and see what you guys can come up with. And yes, so the open house was with a new build, and that Santa open house wasn't just to get people to learn about, our company, White Line Realty, and the community. It was also just to give something to take away, celebrate Christmas, and then we were actually able to get leads from that. So because we were giving them a photo, they had to fill out a jot form, and jot form is free. We used a QR code from Canva, which is also free. So all they did was scan it, fill it out, and then we sent them the photo once we got all of the photos back. So people loved it. I want to say we did come out of pocket for things like that, but you don't necessarily have to. You can literally implement that idea today without the Santa. Maybe you want to do like a Valentine's Day or an Easter event with them, and just run with it and see what you guys come up with, to get people to come out to meet you and the new build, and so forth. But that was really successful. We're going to do it again this coming year. We're doing an Easter event with our local HOA. So we're sponsoring the petting zoo. And so we're going to get in front of more of our local community that doesn't already know us. Let's see. Any questions about any of that I went over? No? Okay.
No, can I make it? Can I? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
If I can, to piggyback off of Vanessa's statement, there's a small saying that says, "Your network is your net worth." So your network of people that other business owners. In our neighborhood alone, we chose to work with a website designer. He's the one that helped us with our logo. We also have a really good friend a few houses down that owns a water softener and solar company. So he's our go-to. So these are individuals that have helped us over the last few months. A couple of them were sponsors for the Santa event. So it's knowing those people and who has these marketing budgets, because I've always been nervous to ask for assistance. That's never been my thing. But guess what? Every business owner has it. It's just asking at the right time, if they haven't surpassed their quarterly budget or whatever it is. And a lot of them are willing and happy to do it, and it takes a load off of you. So, just last night we had a conversation about meeting more business owners and not just staying focused on them, because giving an opportunity to other restaurants, food truck owners, local coffee shops just in the neighborhood, with businesses that we have not done business with, and just growing that sphere of business owners. So if it's not just necessarily clients, it's also getting in front of other entrepreneurs, because they're also seeing the ups and downs in their business just like us. And so if we can bring value and collaboration with each other, it will go a long way, because not many other realtors are doing that. And if they are, it's just on a small scale. So we want to be part of the small percentage of realtors that are helping other businesses thrive.
Yeah,
And
fun to network
I
with
have
the business.
I have like, it's like all that stuff is so great. So to tack on to what Chris said, he's like, hey, they end quarterly. How many of y'all have ever worked for like a real business? You know what I mean? Where you go in office, budgets, all that kind of stuff, right? Guys, y'all know the rules. If you don't spend that budget, if you get $1,000 for marketing and you spend 800, guess what your budget next year is going to be? $800. So it's very nerve wracking to go up and ask somebody for something, but you have to realize a lot of times you're actually being really helpful. They got to spend another whatever it is so they get that budget next year. So don't be afraid to ask. It's not going to be hard. And how many of y'all, I'm serious, I'm pulled up everybody's screen here. No, everybody's off. Okay, it doesn't matter. But how many of y'all have ever talked to, just give me a thumbs up in the chat, if you have ever spoken to Vanessa in person? Thank you. And now yeah, and I'm sure we're going to get a couple of them in here. So everybody, well, Chris, you don't count. But if you speak to Vanessa in person, guys, one of the most important things that I personally have to work on constantly is being a good listener, which includes asking questions of that person that are pertaining to you know what I mean? Really listening to somebody. And she is fantastic at that. And what she's doing is she talks to all these business owners. She talks to all this. I'm sure she's asking a ton of questions. I do kind of want you to give me some examples of what you say to them. But when you ask a lot of questions, you tend to find a place that you can fit in. You know, hey, what are you working on? Do you do any marketing? Do you do this? What about that? Oh, yeah, we've been trying marketing and this never worked. And this, that. You know what's really funny? I happen to have and that's how it happens, guys. But Vanessa, yeah, give me a few things that well, hold on, before you do that. I also wanted to say about the new build idea, guys. I put Colin Bonnerman's Facebook profile in here. Colin, he's young. That guy is like, you go look at his page. He's like 20, 30 years old. And the dude sells new builds like crazy. And he is posting all day, every day about, look, I'm with this builder. Look, I'm with this. Look, I'm with that. He does it all free marketing on Facebook. He sells a ton of houses. He's a real dorky guy. I love him. I know him personally. He's a good guy, but he's just, you'll see the pictures. You'll be like, oh my God, nerd, right? But he does this, and he goes and talks to the new builds, and a lot of people are scared. I've talked to so many people. I'm like, have you gone and talked to a new builder? And they're like, I wouldn't even know what to say. Which house are you having trouble selling? That's all you got to say. Tell me what makes your house special. They're salespeople too. They want you to bring somebody to them. They'll let you do the videos. If you get, like, go to one of those new builders that are building $1 million houses and go in there and shoot a walkthrough video. It's the coolest stuff. It's going to show well. Everybody likes it. And you're going to get in with these guys.
Yeah,
they're going to let you know.
They definitely want to meet you. I mean, you can.
But for some reason, they don't leave those little offices.
Yeah, if you're a little shy to go actually and meet with them, go on Shift Talk, which is a Facebook group, and say, I would love to know who has inventory readily available, and they'll come to you. You'll have 28 new people that you're going to meet and get to know, and they'll be in your inbox. That's something you can do today. I see it all the time. And they'll send you an email with their inventory. They'll do whatever they need to do to help you, because that's their job. So if you're, embarrassed or don't have the time to go to actually meet them, then go on Shift Talk and have them come to you, because they're looking for realtors that want to make it to a closing. So that's I guess an example of how I reach out to business owners is I do use Instagram. I love food. I love fashion. So I'll reach out to them and let them know that I love what they're doing with their business. And then, is there any way that we can collab? We can share content. Is there anything that you would need? If I feel that I have an event coming up, I would message them and say, hey, I'd love for you to be a participant. We are looking for sponsors, whether that be monetary or if you just want to, share and spread the word out on your Facebook. Most likely, I've never gotten a no. I've definitely gotten, right now is not the right time, but keep me, in the loop for the next one. And usually that person will definitely hold their promise, because sometimes you catch them at a difficult time where right now is not a good time, but how about the next one? So um, whether that's going to the business and asking who's point of contact for marketing, who makes that decision, I'd love to meet with them. I'm a local realtor in the area, and we have a lot of fun things going on, and we'd love for you guys to be a part of it. That's all you need to say. And then when you actually get in front of them, let them know what you're doing. I have this event coming up with the new build. We want to make everybody a sponsor, whether that mean you have a budget or if you don't have a budget. We'd love just to have you spread the word. If we can have a flyer in here, if you have social media, if you can post it there. But it's really hard to get a no, guys. I will say, don't be afraid to ask the most polite way. Let them know that you want it to be a win-win situation, and most likely they're gonna help, and they're gonna be there for you. Now I want to kind of touch on the out of the box marketing ideas. So out of the box means, I don't want to say crazy ideas, but things that maybe wouldn't come to mind when it comes to realtors doing something like this, because we all do the open houses, we all do Facebook, that sort of thing. But these are some ideas I'm going to give to you guys today that we are either running with currently right now, or that we're in talks of doing for this year. You guys know about flea markets here in, whether that's here locally or different surrounding cities. I'll give one example, Traders Village. Traders Village is where you're going to find buyers from all walks of life. It doesn't cost very much to set up a booth there. I believe it's like $45, and all you need to do is set up your table, maybe give away something small. If you don't have that, you have the budget for the entry fee, you just don't have the marketing budget to be giving out a lot of things. I have some things that we give out right now. These bags cost $1. I'm always at different Dollar Trees because we find really good things there to give out to people that people really like. If you want to find things like, this is the car, people who like cars, the car wipes and the little gel to get all the dust out, you can put those in the bags and give out to people. People really like those things. They're like little iPads for like women, and then the little makeup wipes. Another fun idea are these little car games like Uno Go. And this is all stuff from the Dollar Tree. You can get an abundance of these things and just put them in the bags. So like the Lysol wipes, and these are like bug spray, but a wipe. So all of those things you can just put in a bag, put your business card in there so that they actually have your business card, and it's not just sitting at the table and they're just going to overlook it. But our cards fit in all of the bags that we give. And Traders Village has buyers. So you're getting in front of them, have a giveaway, go and talk to the lenders, insurance agents, and see if they want to set up with you. Maybe they'll take that marketing budget and give you something, but set up at one of those flea markets, and you should have success in finding actual buyers or people that want to sell. I'm more than confident you're going to run into people with land that don't know any realtors, and you're right there in front of them. So Traders Village is something that we're going to implement this year, as well as other different farmers markets. Because Valentine's Day is around the corner, the courthouse holds weddings. So on Valentine's Day, Christopher doesn't know this yet, but we're gonna we're gonna get Dollar Tree balloons, from the heart ones, the red and pink ones, and hand them out to the people that just got married. So that's a fun idea, to just stand out in the front of the courthouse, congratulate them, congratulations on getting married, and then have our card attached to it with one of the bags with something like candy, chocolate, that sort of thing. But that is a fun idea, to go to the courthouse Valentine's Day just for an hour or two and congratulate those who got married. And they may need a home, whether that be now
Yeah,
or later.
that's where I was going with it. It's so brilliant. It's like, hey, you just got married. Y'all want to get your first house, right? Go buy some carnation. Don't go and compete against her, but like, that's brilliant. I mean,
you can go to other towns too. Like if you feel like there's a lot of, I don't know that we're going to be the only ones doing it, but you can go to other towns and do it too. But that's.
Are you doing it with helium, or are you just gonna?
Huh?
Are you gonna have the sad? Are you gonna do them with helium, or are you just gonna have sad ones that?
Yes, with helium.
Oh yeah, with helium.
Hey, to piggyback real quick, guys, because I didn't know she was gonna show all the little knickknacks that we actually put in our little gift baskets. In our neighborhood, we're in an HOA neighborhood, so we get the quarterly announcements for open houses. So it's a community event. So hey, on Saturday from 9 to 2, there's one. This last one we participated in, we really never did before. And on the open house, Vanessa stayed at the house.
The yard sales.
Yeah, the yard sales. And so, sorry, not the open houses, the yard sales. And Vanessa stayed at the house, and we were selling some of the stuff out of the garage that we just had sitting there. But I went around with bottles of water, our cards. They were all in a little gift bag, and the bug repellents and stuff like that. So stuff that these individuals and families can use. And we'd say, hey, look, my name is Chris Negron. I'm a local realtor in the neighborhood. I live a few blocks down. I wish you the best of luck. And you just start up a conversation. They're excited because someone walked up. At least, take a look around, see if there's something that they are selling that might catch your attention, vice versa. But create conversation with your neighbors, because I don't know about you guys. I think over the last couple of years, as I've taken real estate more serious, it's a little upsetting when you see neighbors go with another realtor, but that neighbor might not know you yet. So you got to get in front of your local community. And that's the reason why we decided to do the Easter event with our HOA this year.
We always have these bags. I think I'll try to go before they sell out. Like I was actually at the Dollar Tree yesterday. I already have Valentine's Day bags. I just want to see what was new that was going to come out. Because you never know. You just want to be giving your cards away. I mean, if you have cards at home that are just sitting in a box, they're not really going to work for you. You need to just be handing them out and meeting people and getting in front of the buyers. So
say that sentence again. Say that sentence again so the people in the back can hear you. About the business cards not doing any good in that damn box. Now I know we're all home.
We are definitely. They were sitting in the box 2022, and I was like, we're not buying another box until these are gone. So this last year, they're all gone. And I was like, it is not going to do any good just sitting there. Like we have to figure out a way to get them out. We even, when trick-or-treaters come, we don't give candy, we give the bags and we give our business card. And it does work because our neighbors constantly tell us like, hey, that one, I seen your card in my child's Halloween candy. So it does work. I mean, just always be handing those cards out. Do something small like the bags, and it does work. We did that all year long. And our neighbors now know where we live, that we're the go-to realtor. And it's just worked really well. So another out of the box marketing idea. Oh, go ahead.
So good. So good. Nothing. I just want to preach, but I just want to shout something.
Yeah. Hey guys, on the Halloween stuff, that was something we started a couple of years ago, and I love it, because most parents should be going through their children's candy. So if they find your business cards, at the time it was Vanessa's cleaning company and then my real estate cards, guys, all it takes is one, and so it takes about an hour for us to do 200 baggies, filling up candy cards, wrapping it nice and neat. And so we have young children, so we like to go with our children trick or treating, but my mom comes and she'll be the one in front of our house handing out candy. So if that were to not be the case, one of us will stay behind trying to take advantage. There's opportunities. We got to create those opportunities to get in front of more and more people. And you do it constantly because our neighbors, we didn't really get much from it the first year, but this last year, two of our last sales in the December actually came from our local community, and that actually were one was a buyer, one was a seller, and so they came from specifically from leads from our neighborhood.
Yeah, and then I want to point something out. You said both those sales happened in December, guys. How many of y'all like almost starved to death in December every year? I mean, I know I used to. I had one of the craziest November, Decembers I've ever had this year, but normally you almost starve to death, right? You start trying to, like, where am I going to make my mortgage payment in February? It happens, guys, but this constant stream of marketing, this constant stream of getting your name out there, all of a sudden these random little things start happening, and they start to happen at the best possible times, right? I'm sure it was a client that you gave them a card in February and they called you in November. You know what I mean? It's not like they're going to call you in 5 minutes, but the more you continuously do this, guys, sitting in your house and doing stuff on the computer and all that, it's good, it's necessary, it's important. But if you're not meeting new people, you're not going to survive in this business. I mean, the numbers say 50% of y'all aren't going to be here at the end of the year. I mean, that's the numbers. And if you're not willing to go out and do some of this, then
yeah. So the way I can best describe it is you want to plant little seeds for it to flourish, because it might not happen immediately, and it may happen immediately. But right now, January, we're almost at the middle of January, and you want to at least you don't have to do all of these ideas because I still have a little bit more to share with you, but at least try something and see if it doesn't work, then go back and see why it didn't work. Sometimes if I go to a business and I bring them donuts and a stack of my cards to put out, go there and make it a pact to go there every Friday. Every Friday, I'm going to go to this doctor's office and I'm going to make sure that I meet everybody in there and they know who I am. And that's just something that would work. So another out of the box idea is to set up at a gym. Everybody right now is working out. So whether you have a membership or not, just partner with the gym. It can be Golds. It could be something a little like a small business type gym. Go set up, purchase. You can purchase, workout and do a raffle workout, and then have people come to your table, introduce yourself, get their information. You can have them sign in with the paper and pencil, or you can have a QR code, do it electronically. It doesn't cost very much just to show up at a gym and do that and meet people, because they have the traffic coming in. And I'm sure they can tell you what peak hours those are, from whether it's the morning or the evening. or in the middle of the day, whatever you have time for. Just try and do that. The mall is another place where there's constant traffic of people. So if you actually go to the mall, I think it's called a concierge office, and ask them, hey, can I set up a small table and give just general information about the new builds. There's another idea of how to get in front of people. Now, if they're a little bit strict and they say it's not something we allow people to do, or if it is something and it's out of your budget and they're asking for a fee, then don't give up on the mall, because you still can walk in the store, introduce yourself to the people on a slow day, that you have the actual workers in the middle of the mall that you can introduce yourself to. You can introduce yourself to the actual workers in the name brand stores, and just say, hey, look, I'm out marketing today, getting to know people, and see what comes about from that. I think our goal for 2024 is to meet 5 new people a day. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to go out every day and try to meet 5 people. It can be on Facebook, it can be on Instagram, or going out. I have a local Starbucks down here and they already know me. So I now go to my grandma's Starbucks, or they don't know who I am, and just try to talk to people. I'm also trying to get out of my car and not go through drive-through, just go inside, because there are people sitting at the tables. So the point is just to get in front of as many people as you can. And going off of that, attention. These are a couple things of how you can get attention from, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, people's websites. Our number one goal this year is to either do our own speaking engagements, where we're either networking with our lenders or insurance agents and we're speaking in front of realtors, or we're speaking in front of buyers. So if we can get in front of a room of more people and educate people on who we are and what we do, that's one of our goals for the year. Podcasts. There's so many local podcasts that are looking for people to interview. So reach out to people that have a podcast and say, I'd love to talk about the market, or I'd love to talk about my newest project. And most likely it is free and they have an audience. So collabing with different podcasts that are local is free and easy. Magazines and billboards do cost money, but I think if done strategically, those things still work. And I say they still work because I don't know if you guys see all the lawyers that have the billboards. They have these catchy sayings. Like, my favorite right now is push and Nguyen, because they say, we push, you win. And I'm like never going to forget that. I wish I can have a billboard right now, but it's a little out of the budget. But if you want to call in, you've had a banner, which isn't a billboard, but it's still a banner at one of your child's events. And I still remember that. Like, you had your image on the banner. And if you can manage to do that this year, I highly recommend you sponsor like a Little League team, put your image there, because it's still attention grabbing and a form of marketing that's probably more affordable than an actual billboard. But wherever you can be in front of people and get that attention to really show off your brand, who you are, how they can find you, just really try and focus on those things, and they should work for you. Any questions?
Yeah, hang tight a second. I got to show y'all a picture of that, because my brand is a little bit different than everybody else's. And you see Vanessa smiling.
Yeah, show it. It's definitely
I gotta find it. Hold
creative.
on. Melissa, you've seen it. I know you have. That's why you're shaking your head.
Hey, Colin, while you're looking for that, I also want to push. So me and Colin actually, and I got this idea from Colin. I had never done it before. There's a couple of websites. I think the one that Colin introduced me to was three click postcards. Anytime you got a new listing, there's websites like that one. The one I use is called Reaching Neighbors. They're actually local here in San Antonio. Anytime you have a listing, you can actually key in a couple of buttons and photos and description, and whatever your budget is, they'll hit up 100 houses, 200, 500 houses just around the listing. So you can do it as a new listing or just sold. And so I recommend doing both because it's not just about the one touch with new clients, it's about multiple engagements with them. So, hey, new listing in the area, it has your image, and it also gives you the ability to put a lender on it. So you can actually do the budget in half if you actually get a lender to do it. So let's say your $500 budget gets you 500 postcards. Well, if you still put in 500 and you got someone else, now that postcards is now at 1,000 count. um, the other thing is we've also done door to door. We were more in a rush on one of our listings. We actually did door to door on just around like 40, 50 homes, and we dropped off our cards and a description that we printed out on that house. But we take the time. It doesn't cost much money, but it takes time. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. I do that a lot for my listings too. And have y'all ever heard of 10-10-20? If you get a listing, guys, walk the 10 houses to the left, walk the 10 houses to the right, and introduce yourself, drop off a flyer, and then the 20 houses across the street. Hey, do you want to pick your neighbor? Things like that. And don't be afraid to talk to people. Vanessa does it all the time. Chris does it. I do it all the time. I've never just been punched in the mouth. It's like nobody's just going to rear back and hit you. No, thank you. I'm not buying a house right now. No worries. Here's my card. We'll talk to you later. Don't be scared to do it, guys. Again, you're not going to make your fortune in your living in your office at your house.
Yeah.
Hey, for you guys asking about the websites, I just put it in the chat right now. So, for the postcards.
And then when we actually did go door knocking, if someone wasn't home or they saw us in the camera and was like, I don't want to talk to them, Amazon has these bags that have a little loophole at the end. I don't have them. I don't know where our box full of a million are right now, but Amazon has those bags that have the loophole, so you can actually leave that bag with your card in it on the doorknob. So in case they didn't open the door or they weren't home, we were leaving those on the doorknob, and they're fairly cheap on Amazon to get. But Dollar Tree, Walmart, Amazon is where we get a lot of our marketing ideas or tips that are really inexpensive. And you can get a bajillion of things. So like this was what we did for Santa. This is a little gingerbread house. It had candy, and our cards do fit in here. So 2 of our cards were in there, and we handed those out. So if you feel like you're not creative enough to do all these baggy things, just reach out to me and I can kind of coach
just
you.
copy what Vanessa's doing.
Yeah.
She showed you the stuff. It's at the Dollar Tree. You know where it is. You know what it is. Watch the video. Go buy it.
I thought Ron was going to be on here. He's a young agent that just joined White Line a couple of months ago, I think it is. He's with Zagla's team.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he reached out to me. He was also part of the open house we did. And I like what he's doing. He made it a goal. I'm brand new to every weekend I'm doing an open house. I don't care what it is. And so, me and him have had a one-on-one talk, and I told him, just do I'm going to tell you the words I chose. You need to be doing real estate shit to get real estate, stuff done. You cannot be at home in your office, like Colin says, and expecting people to call you. No one knows you at the end of the day. And, at the end of the day, I know that not everyone in real estate knows me. Not everyone in the insurance world knows me. Not everyone in the roofing companies knows me. And they don't. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are with White Line, and I get this all the time. There's still tons and tons and tons of people that don't know White Line. So when I actually put White Line's name, they think it's my company. You know, no. I get it all the time because they see the marketing and the name. Hey, Chris, I thought that was your company. Did you change companies now? Because now that we have a business logo, I go, no, that's still my brokerage, and they didn't understand it. But you gotta get it. And yes, we are all here with Whiteline for the reasons of these classes and what they are. But one thing that we made a decision to do, me and Vanessa, is with our commission splits versus other brokers, we get to keep a lot more money. So we actually have a marketing budget, and I highly recommend you use it. So that extra money in your pocket you get to keep, use it towards marketing. May it be from your open house signs to your open houses, giveaways, but whatever it is, you gotta be using money towards marketing. It's either money, time, or effort. So, and surrounding yourself with other people that also have money, time, and effort is also a good thing.
Another thing that really helped each other was we realized we had an open house. So Christopher hosted the open house, and Omni Cleaning Services, which is my company, just always was going to be the sponsor. So Omni was actually paying for the little setups we would have. So I would go to Nothing But Cakes and buy the little mini cakes, and then I'd get sparkling cider, and I do a raffle for a free clean. And it really didn't cost very much to collab. And if that's something that you want to partner with me, I'm open to that. I do have it open for other realtors as well, because most likely if we do sell a home, they're going to need a clean anyway, and you're going to need something to give your open house guests. So I was just always taking my marketing budget and applying it to him, so he has a good setup, and it's a win-win for both of us to share those leads that come in. So if you guys need that, I can put together a basket to raffle off. I can do snacks and water, sparkling cider. We always can come up with something so that it's a win-win if that's something you need. But I highly recommend you also reach out to other small businesses, because I'll use an example. This year we partnered with Southern Daiquiri, which is on Petrenko Road, and they actually gave us the frozen daiquiris for our open house, and they put our open house on their Facebook page. And all I had to do was say, hey, I'm a local realtor. We have a home in the area, and we'd love to give some of this, some of your product out for our attendees. And that's what came out of it. So it's really about just getting in front of people, being creative with other people. I do highly suggest, if you know a white line agent that would want to partner with you on something, like get together and do that, because you already know each other. You guys can do a brainstorm session. Where are we going to find buyers? And something can stem from that. But because that's what me and Christopher do, is where are the buyers? Where do we need to be? What do we need to do to make it happen? And so that's how we came up with everything that I've just shared with you guys. Any questions so far?
I want to comment. I know you probably saw that crazy banner, right?
Yeah.
Now, she said earlier, like, what is branding? If you know me, if you spend any time with me, I'm kind of silly, right? I like to have a good time and laugh. So I made that banner being silly. They in the story, if you don't know it, they were like, "Hey, for $300 you can put a banner up." I'm like, "Y'all done screw." I was like, "How big?" They go, "Whatever you want." I was like, "Y'all screwed up." And I thought there had to be a format. I thought it was like logo and phone number. They're like, "No, you can put whatever you want on it." And I'm like, oh, "Okay." So I did this, made it 8 feet wide. I photoshopped my head on Michael Phelps' body because it's a swim team, and I thought it'd be kind of funny. And of course, and then I put in there if you open it up and read it. But the big one says San Antonio's best concession stand nacho chef 3 years running. Okay. That is just literally me being silly, just because that's not an award. I don't, maybe not. I don't know. I haven't been entered into that drawing yet. But what I did do is the second photo, guys, you see me making nachos, right? And what I did is I went and bought some extra stuff like sour cream and ground beef and whatnot, and I put it all on the nachos for the exact same price. So it was $2 for regular nachos or $2 for Collins nachos. And I mean, I had a line of people out the door. Everybody knew who I was. There you go. Look at look at Mr. Beck. I like it. Life size. Right, guys?
Yeah.
And I mean, you just have fun with it. Anything that you want to do, right? I mean, if like, okay, so he's saying right there, farm and ranch. I can see it on residential land, farm and ranch, right? He would probably be better suited doing a youth rodeo. You know, something like that. Get that banner on the side when they're out there running the youth rodeo if you're looking for land or something like that. It just change the way you do it and have some fun with it. It'd be a good time.
Yeah.
By the way, in case anybody's wondering what I did with that poster, I gave it to my buddy as a wedding gift. He had to open it in front of his whole. It was pretty funny. Wait till you'll see next year, so it's going to be fun. I'm going to do one high diving.
I have tons more ideas, and we're constantly always coming up with different things, because it's a never-ending process trying to find leads, and marketing is just, there's so much that you can do with it, from video to photography to social media and some of the things that we've already touched on. We try to do it all and try to get our seeds planted so that they do flourish. And it may not happen immediately, but another strong component is follow-up. Like if you've, planted seeds, just follow up and see what you need to do to make those relationships flourish. I'll have it open for any questions you guys may have. You guys can always reach out to me. I'm pretty open. If you want to brainstorm, or if you had questions you may not want to say now in front of everybody, you want to do it privately, I'm open for that as well. If you want to collab on an open house, I'm always open for that as well. So, so far, do you guys have any questions?
I have a question. Before you get off this call, everybody's got to put in the chat box one thing that they're going to do that Vanessa said. One thing you're going to do. I know what mine is. Y'all ready? Stealing her idea. I'm going to go. I was just looking it up, and for some reason my screen's crashed on me. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm the president of my HOA. So we have a big Easter event. Guess who's bringing bunnies? Right? Realtor Colin. So that's what I'm doing.
Elizabeth said, I'm going to visit builders. That's a great start.
Chris, you're too close. Back up or mute.
Hold on. I'm actually trying to log off.
I'm in search of buyers and I will send them to builders. Yeah. Valentine thing in Floresville. Perfect.
Ooh, I like that. That Valentine's thing, that is super clever. I like that a lot.
Let's see. Finishing up my billboard. You need to place it somewhere. Like, Matt. Advertising every holiday and starting YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, use the holiday as an excuse to get in front of people. Just go to a business and say, yeah, I'm just wanting to give away cookies, candy, and to celebrate the holiday.
Hey guys, just the last, like right now we have a contractor here. That's why I had to get off and
contractors heading out the door here soon. Anytime we ever getting rid of stuff, like I'm on Facebook a lot on marketplaces, not just for the homes, but we have Airbnbs, so we got rid of some stuff, and but anytime someone comes by and visits, we talk to them. I mean, we hand out business cards to just people that pick up stuff, the contractors that are working on our homes, because we hire them and they don't know who we are. We're just another client to them. And so now we became added value to them. So I don't know if you guys are by chance just getting rid of computers, furniture, beds, anything like that. But my first year in real estate, someone told me their story. Then it says, hey, look, a silent agent is a bad agent. And what it means is if no one in your sphere of influence from family and friends knows that you're a realtor, that's a bad thing, So you need to be talking real estate as much as possible. And I know Vanessa hears me all day, every day, talking to someone new about real estate. And your spouse should be supportive, because this is the thing. We're not working. You're not working for HEB or Walmart, Lowe's, where they already have a name brand. We got to build our brand, and so we are constantly handing out business cards, because I think each of us at the beginning of last year had 1,000 business cards almost left, and so we needed to get rid of them. So we made it a goal, and so now we're out, and we are actually going to get some new ones printed and stuff like that. And our goal again is to get rid of them as fast as we can get rid of them. So, but anyone that comes to our door, any chance we can. And then I don't know about you guys, I'm really bad with business cards. I met someone yesterday. He gave me his card. I took a picture of it and handed it back to him, because I know me, I'm going to lose it. So I rather have it in my portfolio in my phone than actually in my pocket that I wash my jacket or something.
Mm-hmm. Those are really great ideas to start. Is reading some of them, like partnering with a restaurant is a great idea for open house, because you're gonna need something to put out on the table, and everybody loves food, so you're gonna make an impression on them, and then feature that restaurant. So just reach out to them and say, hey, I'd love to feature you at my open house. If you have any menus, usually the menus that are trifold menus, you can put those out there that have their information, and then market that you're gonna have them at the open house, and see if they can also do the same for you, that their food is going to be at your open house, and they can put it on Facebook, Instagram. So you're also nabbing that audience that they have to either show up, or at least figure out who you are and how to find you if they are in need of a realtor. So I wish you guys all the luck on all these things that you guys are going to start, because it's going to be a lot of fun this year to see what comes from all of these things that we're doing. And I didn't even give you everything that we're doing, but I gave you some things that I know if you implement them today, they'll definitely work out for you, and kind of get you inspired to do a little bit more and get creative on your own with those things.
You got to do something, guys. You got to do something. And these are great ideas, low cost, lots of fun, and creative. See why I wanted her to talk? I'm going to bring her back. She's going to tell us more. I like it.
Yeah, if y'all want me to come back and speak more, I'd be happy to, because we're always coming up with new things. And even if you guys want to collab, maybe at the office too, we can do a brainstorming session. If you guys feel that you're not that type of person to be creative, and you need a creative, you need that creative support, because that's why he has me. We definitely should be there for each other as a brokerage. So if we can do that, that would be an awesome idea as well.
I love it. Vanessa, thank you. Thank you. We owe you lunch.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Awesome, guys. Y'all have a wonderful week. Go do something. Go sell a house.
Bye.